What's up, my good people? Welcome to the CJ Moneyway Show. Today I have a special guest, abstract singer, entrepreneur, and author. Welcome to the show, Shay Shay Blue. How you doing, Shay Shay?
I'm doing good. Blessed to be here, see another day.
Thank God, thank God, thank God.
Yes.
You know, if it wasn't for him, then none of us see another day. I heard a guy, well, I ain't gonna say a guy, a wise man told me once before, he told me that, he said, son, he said, whatever you was looking for yesterday, if you didn't get it yesterday, as long as you're able to see today, whatever you didn't get yesterday, you possibly can get today. But if I don't wake up today, then that which I was looking for yesterday, I wouldn't get it either. I still wouldn't get it. So as you said, blessed to see another day. Before
that was the vote for
Hey, so before we get started, you got any new projects or anything you're currently working on that we can look forward to?
Right now, I'm really trying to push my dating card game.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I did this, it came from the heart, y'all. Like, this is not just something I just decided to do. I feel like there's just communication missing, and not just with dating, but other things too. But I decided to start off with dating, and then I'll go into the other things. But I just started this card game because I want people to find the right person, mm-hmm. and be able to vet their partner, properly, and ask the right questions. And sometimes people are shy. They don't want to lose a person or whatever it may be. Or maybe they're blunt and just don't know what to say. And I feel like these questions, 150 questions, will help people get to know each other and see, okay, is this person for me? And, check the values and what do you believe in, and see if not only is there commonalities, but also is there things that we just don't agree on as far as values. Like, mm-hmm. You might be a Christian and I might be a Buddhist, and maybe we just don't want to work together. Mm-hmm. I mean, and these things are important to ask about because people think they know somebody. They think they know them.
Yeah.
And you really don't know what you don't know. You think you know, but you don't know. And the point is, if you do know some of the questions, that's great, but it's a way to open the door to spark other questions, to spark conversation, to sit down and really dive deep. Not just about job, not just about, working out, this is diving deep and figuring out what's going on with you emotionally. Who are you? And so Dating Assassin's card game is that card game where you get to assassinate their truth. And that's what the, facts are the enemy to the truth. I got that from, a famous philosopher, which I forgot his name, but facts are the enemy to the truth. And that's why I call my game. That's why my slogan is assassinate their truth, because we're not trying to beat anybody up, but we just want to know who you are, what's going on. And some of these questions do dive deep, and some questions are light. Some maybe just be, and it might seem light, but it's not, because pets are important. All these things tie into a relationship, and people don't even know that. Mm. And I had to learn that over the years, watching other people, things I've been through. I was like, man, I should have asked this. Why did we ask that? So I just feel like this card game is going to be huge if I can. That's why I'm trying to push it, get it out there so people can really see the value in it, not be scared to ask questions and learn.
So, okay, I'm glad you went into that. Well, I'll put it like this. Glad you went into that. Not glad you went into that, because that was a question that I was going to ask you, but thank you. So you say you're trying to push it out there. So is it already on the market?
I feel like, more official when it's trademarked.
Yeah.
So it's trademarked. I got trademarked last year. So Dating Assassins out there, datingassassins.com. It's also on Amazon. Of course, I'm trying to, website's king. So I always want people to go on the website. But if you go to Amazon, leave a review for it, sister, because it helps me in the algorithms. It helps me grow. And, because I'm funding this myself. I don't have partners. I'm all by myself. And it's hard. And I want to help people. I want to see people grow, and I want to see things change. And so it's out there.
I'm going to check it out. When we get done, send me a link, so I can put it in my show notes and promote it myself. Now,
thank you.
I guess listening to you, because that was going to be my question to ask you, what was this dating card game about? And so just listening to you, so is this game, because as you say, we get into our truths and you get into things that like you say, you may think that you know something about somebody, and then you come to find out that you don't know something about somebody. And sometimes when you get into situations like that, especially when you get around friends, say it's a few of us playing now. You start asking questions that you don't know nothing about. It start making you rethink your relationship. So I guess my question is this the type of game that will spark some debate and some questioning on why are we together?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today.
Oh man.
You gonna find out some stuff. Cause I had a disgruntled customer on Amazon get upset with me. One customer, because he was upset. He felt like he said the relationship is over before it started. And I feel like I'm happy he got disgruntled, because it let me know that this works, because you got upset about some questions because maybe the lady you're with didn't like what you said, and he got upset. And these questions are simple questions that you need to know if you're trying to be serious with somebody. You need to know them. And so I don't think you should play this for everybody. Like if you really trust the other couple, you can do it. Like I had a married couple play it. They said they wouldn't mind playing it with neighbors. So some people, it's not for married people, but married people do play them because they just think it's fun. And then, sometimes you don't know who you're married to, but if you don't even, you might not know a few things. But this one married couple did say they played it with some neighbors, and they didn't mind, I guess, answering in front of each other. But all I gotta say is that, if you ain't emotional, intelligent, and you kind of nervous and squeamish, probably, you ain't gonna play with in front of other people. You might just be with your significant other,
somebody for however long, and it's still a lot of things that you may not know, because it may be some things that have never been brought up that you never really thought about, in detail, which it seems like this game is bringing about. But like you say, it may not be for everybody. It can spark some fights in the house.
Some fights. And I'm ready for the smoke, because if I can save some lives, because like I tell people, relationships are life or death.
Yeah.
You can if you give the wrong person, it can kill you. So you want to make sure that you are getting to know that person and asking these questions. And I just didn't want it to be something smush, not just. I wanted to dive deep, and that's what happened. And there's a lot of games out there that dive deep, but this one is gonna dive deep in different ways. Like I said, everybody has their own lane, like we're talking about with podcasting, and that's the way it is for the card game. And there's a little bit of game element in it, like basically saying, if you see somebody squeamish and doing like this when you ask them a question and like looking in the air, you can say you've been assassinated, game over. Like you can be like you've been assassinated, but not saying you gotta stop the game, but that makes us stop and say, well, why you so nervous to answer that question, Bill? Or why you so nervous to answer that question, Sheree?
Yeah.
It makes you think. Because if I ask you, have you ever been on parole, and you looking at me like this, like, right. And no one's trying to judge you. I just want to know if you've been on parole, because maybe I just want to know about you. And if you're looking crazy, then why are you trying to hide it from me? What did you do? Are you insecure? Like this is what I mean diving deep. It's not in fact what you did. It's just why are you scared to talk about it?
Okay.
If you're trying to get with that person and be serious, So I think it's just one of those things.
So I think I'm gonna take I'm a buy, and how much are you selling it for on Amazon? Let the people know.
So Amazon is $24. I think it's still $24.99 on Amazon. Yeah.
Okay. See, I might
do sales, but
I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna open it up first, and then I'm gonna look at the cards that you gotta answer first before I put it out there. Hey man, I advise any man that buys this game to do the same thing before you get caught in a pickle.
I'm telling you, most men, I'm going to tell you, most of my buyers are men. And the funny thing is this, people was like, oh, this is going to be for women. No, most of the people that buy my game are men. Most of my followers that I've garnered on social media are men. Men like games, naturally. They want to play a little game. It's not really a big game, but they want to feel, they like that vibe. But it's like, they don't know that also you go into some smoke if you can't handle it.
Hey, let me get my mind. Let me see if I'm with this right person. And I'm going to get off of this on this one. Because I just did something earlier today because you said something that sparked that because you said relationships can be life or death. And a lot of times, what I was talking about earlier is that we waste a lot of time in relationships as well. When we know that something is over with and we're just still in it, and time is something that we really can't get back.
You can't get back. You can't get back. And that's what I've learned. That's why I create these cards. I was in a really tough relationship. Mm-hmm. And I wasted my time. And I could have been, further ahead. But I'm over here ignoring the red flags, didn't ask the right questions because I was scared. And that was 6 years ago. But I still feel like, no, I can't do this. And I can't let anybody else do this. So I have to figure out how can I help people. Because that was a hot mess. And I've been through situations like that, where I dated somebody and didn't ask the right questions. And turned out, oh, this person got a short man complex. Oh, this person is just not emotionally intelligent. Oh, this person's just insecure inside. It's just so many things that you just didn't know, so.
Now, Shay Shay Blue, I can imagine. Now, I've been through your profile. I've been through your bio. And I can just imagine that it's probably a lot of, I ain't going to say a lot of guys like that, but some people that probably intimidated with a woman who has or wears so many hats that does so many things. So, and that being said, what is actually an abstract singer?
We'll be right back.
Don't miss out on CJ Moneyway's book, Both Eyes Open and Both Eyes Shut. And get ready to pre-order his upcoming release, The Issues of Life, coming soon. Moneyway, aiming to inspire.
Well, abstract soul singer is a singer that doesn't confine herself to just any genre. Like, for instance, I'm Black, so they be like, oh, you're R&B singer, right? Mm-hmm. You just automatically got to be R&B singer or gospel. And I think that's boring. Mm-hmm. So, my thing is, like, I'm not going to do that. So what I do is I mix genres together. So I might do jazz and R&B. I might mix folk with soul, or I just kind of do whatever the heck I want to do. Mm-hmm. Because before I got into anything else, I was a music artist from and that's all I did. I didn't do anything else for music, growing up. And I kept getting tired of major labels and major, certain people around trying to tell me to be, at the time, Rihanna. Rihanna was out. I love Rihanna. I love Aaliyah, all of them. And everybody said, you just got to be like them. And, you got to do what they do. And I liked them, and I did, but I started to become curious about what else could I do? What can I do for me? What if I want to be in my own lane? So I started doing experimenting and stuff. And I came up with my own genre, and I said abstract soul singer, because my voice is soulful with anything I sing. I noticed that. So I'm always got this soulful energy about me. So I was like, let me just do abstract soul singer. So then I can just make people think and not put me in this box when they talk to me. When I say I'm a singer, I don't want to be in a box.
So what's what song? What can we get you? Is it on Apple? Is it on iTunes?
It's on all streaming platforms. My first album I came out with, I was 23. It's called Limitless. Then after that, I did a few singles. So Champion is out there. That's on all streaming platforms. Player Hater is my latest single. That came out in 2022. That's on all streaming platforms. And I got some more music coming out too. I just updated my equipment in the crib, so I'm about to be cranking them out.
So better get to it.
I just now, when you get older, you get more confident. When I was in my 20s, I was like, let me, and I just like, that's not fun. I just didn't have fun with music at that point. So now I'm older. Now it's fun. This is fun now. I can actually do what I want to do. I can experiment. I can paint the freaking canvas the way I want. And I just want to help other artists get there too. And that's why I feel like I'm an artist activist, because I want other artists to feel comfortable to just be themselves, man. Because the music game's changing anyway. I've seen so much stuff in the music industry in my early 20s from artists that I would watch, and they were so talented, and they would not sign them because they wanted a cliche type artist, or they wanted somebody with more followers, but they will always say that person was the better artist, but they wanted the artist with either more followers or look better, stuff like that. And you're like, huh? Well, I thought this was about talent. So I had a rude awakening at 20 when I was in the office with an artist, and they told this artist he was good as like Nas. He was like a Nas, but they couldn't sign him because he wasn't popular as Nas. He wasn't So they signed like at the time it was like Soulja Boy was the type of artist they were signing, and no, nothing against Soulja Boy, but we still need both type of artists.
Yeah.
But they said they couldn't see it because he wasn't that type of rapper they were looking for. But yeah, I mean, it was just that. So that to me was the first time I said, you know what? No.
Yeah. Hey, create your own lane. So you say the latest hit that you got, I heard you say Champion and Player Hater?
Yeah, so the latest one was Player Hater is the latest one I put out. Player Hater. That one, that song I actually produced myself. Like, that was the first song I did recorded by myself. Because a lot of times in the past, I was with somebody in a studio or just I might have recorded vocals at home and sent it and then let them kind of, I guess, push me the way they want. I think that the Player Hater was like that stamp, that mark of new situation where I was just like a new person. Like, okay, this is me. Now this is something I did. And honestly, that song's the most popular, which is weird. Player Hater is one of the most popular in Chocolate Man. Chocolate Man came out a long time ago. I actually produced that one too, but I was in the studio with somebody, but I still was the producer. I'm still the owner of that. I created that beat in my head, basically, so Chocolate Man and Player Hater are my favorite. And, and I just got some more coming.
I'm gonna check. Anytime a song called Player Hater, I'm going to check that out. I'm going to check that out. I'll be listening to that when we get off today, and you're going to have you a new follower. What can we follow you on Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Sequoia Blue, and then Instagram, I am Sequoia Blue, and also Spotify and all them is Sequoia Blue too. Now I do have a website, so I do have a website, sequoiablue.com, but if you just streaming, I'm on Spotify, I'm everywhere. Because I was going to take my music down at one point, but then I realized, you know what, people need to find it. I'm not going to take it down.
Okay.
I'm going to keep it.
So tell us, I heard you say you're artist, activist, and things of that nature, and I was reading where you talk about these things on your podcast. So tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Well, Blue Alchemist podcast, man, that came about, I think, you know what? This is a crazy story because the first time I started podcasting, I was 22 years old. I needed a way to release, I guess, some creativity because I didn't have my own studio. And I started on Blog Talk Radio back then. And back then, I was Sequoia the Revolutionist. And my goal was to help indie artists and just motivate people. I was trying to push indie artists because I was kind of irritated the industry. I felt like they were trying to change people too much. So I started then, but then I got shy and I was like, I got off. I got nervous.
How can an activist get shy?
I got nervous. I getting attention. I was like, oh. So I went back into a little turtle thing.
Oh,
and I said, let me get off here. Let Blog Talk.
That's funny.
And then it kept pulling me podcasts and kept tugging at me, my shirt. And I was like, why I feel like I'm pulled to do this? So fast forward to maybe 5 years ago, I got back into it. So when I moved to LA, well, actually, probably when I was about to leave LA, so probably 2019, 2020, I started getting back into it again. So I started talking about my life and what I felt like society and culture and things I see in synchronicities and stuff like that. And I said, well, let me just help people. Maybe I can help people with my journey and talk about what's going on. So if I saw a movie, I might talk about the movie and talk about how I felt it had something to do with life and how it can, I'm a movie girl. I love movies and TV shows. So a lot of times I talked about on my podcast to kind of tell you something because I think movies and shows tell you something. And so I was on there. I started doing that, so that's my podcast. I really just interview different people, but also I talk a lot by myself too. So you might hear me just talking about what I've experienced, what I'm learning, and how can it help you and inspire you? Because my whole point is to hopefully help somebody avoid what I went through, and maybe help them challenge their perspective. I should call it because perspective is everything.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with what you're saying. I'm a movie TV addict myself. I binge watch a lot of stuff. You talking about somebody that can quote some movies, some classics. That's me. Man. Even in my conversations, I gotta quote a movie. I'm like on Life they say they could tell from the way I walk. I ain't from around here. So, So that's my thing. And like you say, uh, podcast is an outlet. And so there are times too. And I just started something on Wednesdays where, because I was listening to one of my mentors talk, and a lot of times you have to give your audience and your listeners a piece of you. Let them into your life and feel a part to know you. And I started off like that, and like we was talking earlier, I started doing the interviews, and so something was just tugging at me. You have to let people in more so into your life, because like you said, the experiences that you had. And remember I told you that's why I wanted to start off with men. That was going to be my whole concept, because I didn't want men, especially young men, to go down a path that they really don't have to go down. Because you can think things are fine and your life is just great and everything on the outside looking good, but man, you just steadily digging a hole for yourself and you don't even know it. And
man, you're not aware.
Yeah, them pitfalls, and if I can help anybody from going into any of them pitfalls, then I just feel like that's something that he has commissioned and called me to do. And so who am I to say, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to help nobody else. That's just me. That's just my heart.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense, because I felt that way too. I was like, man, I got to do this. Mm-hmm. Just like it's like a calling.
Yeah. Cause like you, I've been dibbling and dabbling in podcasts, calling myself doing podcasts since 2013, but I just finally pulled the trigger to do it. And so I don't know if you have done this. I tried to bring other people into my vision, and we were gonna do things together, and see, like sometimes when they get to the monies, people
That's
stop.
I didn't even get anybody, because a lot of people, they're just focused on the money, and I get it. I mean, I know it's time, but I'm doing this for a passion. If you focus on the money, and it might not be what you want. It takes a while to get brand deals, and I mean,
not necessarily money for sponsorships and stuff and things like that. I'm talking about like for equipment, and so like we'll get together and be like, okay, well we need this microphone or whatever. Now it's like you get crickets. We came through and got the blueprint together and got the plan together. We ain't got the vision board and everything meeting. But when it started coming down to people having to give in that money, it turned to a whole different ball game. And then somebody
gotta really want it.
Huh?
They gotta really want it.
You do. And so I got pulled to the side, and I had to start, and it made sense because I thought about that too. And I was thinking of, cause I'm a Bible reader, I'll put it that way. And so it's this one story that's in the Bible, and I kept reading it over and over again. And sometimes in life, when God gives you something, don't mean that it's for everybody else. Or
there we go.
That they can't understand your dreams and your visions, And so you're trying to get them to understand it, but it's not for them. And so so you have to start understanding and realizing that this journey is your journey, and people will see the end of your journey. But we're gonna talk about that too, because that was a good question. You had a question on that, and I want to get to that. But everybody's journey is not your journey, and you can't let people knock you off of your journey. And so, with that being said, with being a podcaster, an actor, a singer, an activist that was out of her shell, went back into her shell, but now back out of the shell, an entrepreneur, a model. Which one?
I'm not really a model. I don't know why. Because I had somebody write my thing, my bio. I'm not model. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh, so you say, don't put that on me. Okay, scratch the model.
I'll take it off.
Hey, but it's still a lot of hats that you wear. So out of all of these hats that you wear, which one are you most focused on right now and why?
Oh man, so it sounds weird, but 2 things or 3 things can be true at the same time. And I learned that. So my podcast is active, so I'm doing that. My music is still active because, well, I promote it using artificial intelligence art. So I'm still pushing that, and I'm still writing songs. So, and then my card game is active because it's online and it's selling. So those 3, they're all active all at the same time. None of them are losing steam. I mean, is it hard? Yes. But it's getting done, and I know how to compartmentalize and say, okay, on this day I'm doing this, and on this time I'm doing that, and that's how I get things done. And so, and I realized that's how I thrive, because there was a time where I used to listen to what everybody said. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do all this stuff. And I wasn't making what I wanted to make financially. I wasn't feeling fulfilled because I was listening to other people. But when I started just doing what I want to do, I started seeing myself feeling fulfilled inside, my heart feeling full. I started getting opportunities, making more income. And so I realized that maybe my journey is multiple things and somebody else's journey may not be. And that's okay. But I was like, I can focus on these 3 things and I can thrive on it because that's just, I guess, a part of me,
I asked another young lady that I interviewed not too long ago, and I asked her, as far as multitasking, because like you say, she does a lot of things too. She said certain things that you prioritize and things of that nature. And everybody, like with me, and just podcasting alone and doing the things that you do, there's a lot of multitasking that you have to do because, you got to automate this, you got to edit this or get this or delegate that or eliminate this, and people tugging on you from promotion wise and this and that. So it's a lot of things that you just have to put in order. Then you got, as you said, then you have business opportunities and partnerships and things of that nature. So, I mean, it's a grind. I put it like this. It's not for the weak.
It's not for the faint of heart, man. I mean, it's something you gotta really want it. You gotta really want this and like it, because I swear, because even just doing music by itself, and back when I was just doing that was a lot, because you had to find people you can trust. It's just best to be a boss. When you are trying to do things, own your own equipment, do your own thing, pay for your stuff, because if you don't, that is what holds you back. If is that you don't have what you need. But if you have what you need, then you can set time to do what you want to do. You can take time, and because you're the boss, and that's how I felt. Like when I learned that at 25, I said I need to be the boss. I need to get my own stuff, and that's when I started going down that route. And I had to get in tech, and I didn't want to because I like technology, but I didn't know I would fall in love with tech. I fell in love with tech. It was like my side piece husband. Music was my first husband. I said I'm married to music, but then when tech came along, it became a side piece, and I fell in love with it. And I was like, wow, I really like tech. And it multiplied my income. And people at the time was like, you're supposed to be focused on music, and you don't know how to focus on one thing, blah, blah, blah. And they were just getting on me and stuff. And I said, you know what? I asked God, what should I do? And my intuition, and I got an answer, and I took that tech training. My money multiplied. I was able to get my equipment. I was able to do what I had to do. I was able to experience LA. I would not have been able to live in LA by myself without being in tech. It just wouldn't happen. So, I would have been struggling more. But tech was that door. And then also, guess what tech gave me? It gave me confidence. Tech taught me how to speak in front of people. Tech taught me how to be, it forced me to speak in front of people, because you have to talk to people. You have to think critically. So it taught me how to think critically, it just taught me a lot. And it kind of opened that door. And I remember my mentor at the time, Monique, was telling me that everything is connected to each other. Everything's working with each other. And I said, oh, she said, so you never left music, you never are. You just connected with something else now. You're connected with more things. And when I say, oh, and then after that, I just kept getting better at tech and honing my skills. And then that helped me be better at podcasting, because then I wasn't a bit scary to say, okay, let me try to figure out this software. Let me learn video editing. it was like, oh, I can do that now. I'm in tech, you get more power.
I agree with you too, because like I was saying, I started off in 13 and Power Director. I don't know if you ever heard Power Director, the software.
Oh,
where
yeah,
you,
sounds familiar.
Yeah, where you do video editing and stuff like that. So like you say, I was just, it was just interesting to me just to put things together and to try to make a movie and try to do this. And so when iMovie came on the iPhones, that was simple. That's easy to do, to put this together and that together and whatnot. And like you say, your mentor told you, and I truly believe that, it's things that you doing at the time that you don't realize that it's going to be beneficial, but God begins blending all these talents that you have together for a greater good. Like I've always been able to, I've never been shy to speak in front of people. I speak at church and things of that nature. Even when I was coming up in school, I was in drama and things like that. So I've never had that type of shyness. And now, here it is years later and I'm doing this because I never had that fear to get in front of people and talk to people. It was the other side of the things along the way. Like I said, 2013, see, the thing was, I wasn't ready.
See, there you go. There you go.
And that's how life be for us sometimes. We can be ready for something, but we not ready.
Thank you for listening to the CJ Moneyway Show. Don't forget to share this episode with your friends, leave a comment, and drop a review. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday and Friday for more inspiring journeys. Who knows? Your story might be next. Thank you for listening to the CJ Moneyway Show. Don't forget to share this episode with your friends, leave a comment, and drop a review. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday and Friday for more inspiring journeys. Who knows? Your story might be next.